Brianna, how's it been going?
Wait, aren't I supposed to be doing the interview?
You are. See, since July 2nd, when we first did the first radio show, and so here we are again. So I just want to know what's been going on because you've been doing it continually.
Okay.
Here I am.
I'll answer your question.
All right.
But then I'm going to ask you the question since I'm interviewing you. You're not interviewing me.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, so been really busy. Still focusing on real estate, my life insurance business. It's all been very busy and a little bit stressful too because real estate's new for me. So it's been a little bit of a challenge. I think the past week or so has been the most challenging because I'm doing things I've never done before and it's just so confusing. Real estate's huge. So, but yeah, anyway, the big thing is so yeah,
Right.
It has been a minute. It's been a little over a month since we did our interview on the KCAA radio station. So I'm glad to see you again.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, what is this new project that you have going on?
Well, I have a project coming up that I'm waiting on funding for in San Bernardino County.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be doing all the juvenile facilities for San Bernardino County with my etiquette and life skill courses.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
That's what it is.
And what is it that you're going to be doing within those facilities?
Teaching all the young people these life skills.
Okay.
And because a lot of times, like I told you before,
Mm-hmm.
the problem is that you don't have the life skills to be able to learn how to operate life. So when things happen, your reaction or your action you do, you're not really thinking about them.
Right.
You're not realizing that there's consequences for them.
Mm.
So what we want to go in there and do is teach them all these different life skills for communication and all that, and let them know that there is a better way to do things. This way they can learn how to express themselves or deal with situations better.
Makes sense. Now, I don't remember exactly all the questions I asked you during the initial interview, but I'm curious to know if you have any success stories that you have had from the past.
Actually, right now we're doing a class at the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center.
Okay.
And so we have a group of men that we're doing it with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually going good. I mean, because they're, people there for addictions of different kind and different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And so people say, well, these skills are for kids or whatever, but they're for everybody can benefit from them.
Right.
And so I've seen a real growth in the men since we started the classes. And before, guys would sit there and, how guys are, I'm tough, I'm not going to say nothing, I'm not going to participate. But then over a course of time, the past few weeks, they've been just really loosening up and talking and, just really involving themselves in the program.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be amazed at different reasons why people tell you that they're in the situation they're in. And people always say, well, they should know better. But a lot of times, like I said before, you have to be taught better in order to know better and do better.
So how long do your classes last?
Well, they last an hour per class.
Okay.
And so even what I'm doing now is I'm having the guys teach the class.
Oh, the ones that went through your
program.
training? Oh, wow.
Right,
Okay.
as we're doing it. So every week, what I've been doing the past few weeks is I pick one student to teach the class. So I give them the curriculum and, brief them on it and let them teach the class. And it's surprising that these guys are doing really well.
Yeah.
And, when they're up there, they're just like their whole mindset and everything changes. They go from being this person to now they're like, they're really serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I tell them what you have to manage the class, you have to manage the people. We can't stay on one thing too long or get off track. And they've been doing a real good job. And, they goes, wow, I never thought I could do that before.
Right.
And so I had one guy, he goes, before I started taking these classes, I was a real introvert.
Mm-hmm.
I would never talk to anybody or say anything. He goes, and when you gave me the opportunity to teach the class, or when you told me to teach the class, he goes, I didn't think I can do it. He goes, but once I started doing it, he goes, I just felt empowered. And so he did really well, and he was managing the class. He goes, and so now, even when I go to different classes within the program, because I'm very outspoken now, and I'm not afraid to speak up about what I feel, and even if I feel it's different from the other members of the class, I still say it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good.
I like that you brought that up just because, I studied psychology when I was in college, and I knew I didn't want to go down that field, but, I think that it was really cool, listening to a lot of the studies that were done, and one of the studies that they had done was, they had regular average people. They assigned some people to be guards and some people to be prisoners. Long story short, the study was never conducted or finished because the prisoners acted like they were legit prisoners, and the guards acted like real guards. So it, it caused a lot of problems. But it's just the mentality and the situation that you're put in that makes all the difference. So I think that's kind of like that kind of goes towards showing that how effective that can be just by putting someone in a different environment to help them do better, just because of the mindset difference.
Right. So also, that's what I mean by being taught.
Right.
Because a lot of times we just assume that people should know something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you grew up in an environment where everything was totally opposite of what we consider normal,
Yep.
but you grow up in that environment, to you that is normal.
Yeah.
And so you don't know any different. So how do you make a choice if you don't have choices?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so that's where we come in at. We teach them how to make different choices and how to view things differently, because a lot of times it's the way you view things too. Because you can look at one thing, like you ever had a situation where you look at something, you go, oh, that's black. Somebody goes, oh, no, it's blue. So, no, it's black. No, it's blue.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so no matter how much you kind of convince them it's black, no matter, they're still seeing blue. So in their mind, that's what it is. So how do you change a person's mind? You may have to take them up and show them up close. But a lot of times you have to take these people and just really show them, a different way of doing things, give them an opportunity to see things differently. And that's where the change comes in.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, everything we know and do was once upon a time taught. So, yeah, I totally understand what you mean. Now, is there someone, or unless this is the gentleman that you're talking about, is there someone that you can think of that you have helped that you're just like, man, this person is a night and day difference?
Oh, it's quite a few of the people, even in the program I'm in now.
Okay.
With Salvation, there's quite a few guys like that. Like, say, even one guy, he would never even talk. And then he got to the point where, we were saying something and he said one or two words. I was like, wow, he speaks. And then after that, he became just really involved in it because his confidence got up or something triggered in him. And, then he started talking. He's giving his opinions about things. And, I always tell the guys when you're talking, sit straight up because they're slumped over their table. And so he sat back and he sat straight up. He goes, no, this is what I think. I goes, wow. And so there's quite a few success stories. And there's more. Even before, when I was doing stuff in the Riverside Juvenile Facility, when we start off, we often think of girls as a different way than we think of boys. But even these girls, they were sort of like hardcore. I goes, wow, they're young. And then once they get to know you, you really get them involved in the program, then they become just like regular little girls. I said I almost felt like I was just in a room with 20 daughters, because that's how they changed over and it became different to them. Because a lot of times, do you give them people opportunity to change, or do you just keep looking at them like, okay, you did something one time, so I'm going to forever hold that against you. That's what you're going to always be, whatever it is that you've done. So opportunity to change, and then a lot of times they just need somebody to listen to them and talk to them like they're human.
Yeah, makes sense. Are there any other updates that you have going on?
Well, I'm also getting ready to launch our own radio show.
Oh,
yes,
look at that.
Radio host and co-producer with Ken, and so I'm looking forward to that, to learning the business. Same with you and with you.
Okay, cool.
And so those are the future things coming up, and
nice.
Be able to do great shows and interviews with people, and
have you thought about what your show is going to be about?
It's going to be based on my program.
Oh, okay.
Etiquette and life skills, because people don't realize that all life skills encompass everything about life. And it's like dining. People think, oh, when you teach etiquette for dining,
that's
they just think of etiquette
too,
like for dining, spoons, knives, and forks, and these fancy meals.
Yeah.
But etiquette is just manners. And a lot of people are not taught manners, so we do that. And so that's what the show is going to be based on.
Okay.
How do I make myself better? How do I communicate better? How do I do this better? How to become a better person? And therefore, if you become a better person, especially I like doing stuff with men, because see, if you're a father, if you learn, then what happens? You go teach your children, right? So that changed the family dynamic. And so now, not only is the father learning, the kids are learning. So what happens? The community becomes better, because now, instead of us fighting each other, doing whatever it is we do negatively, we learn how to talk to each other, how to reason with each other, and then we learn accountability skills, and that just helps all the way. So now, instead of us blaming something that happens on our environment, Can we change the environment? Yes.
Gotcha. Awesome. Anything else that you wanted to kind of bring up?
Nope, that's it for right now. Got to say something for the show, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's great meeting you again or seeing you again.
Right.
I look forward to running into you at the radio station.
I'm looking forward to it too.
All right.
All right. See you
Take
later.
care.
Bye.